Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. My name is Utsaf Parekh and here are the top 50 stories of the day. A New York jury has convicted former US President Donald Trump in the hush money case. He was found guilty on 34 felony counts for falsifying business records. Trump was found to have falsified documents for a $130,000 hush money payment to the adult film star Stormy Daniels. This was just before the 2016 US presidential election. Trump maintains that he is innocent and has called the trial rigged. But he has become the first former US president to be found guilty of a crime. In Gaza, Hamas has informed the mediators in the ongoing ceasefire talks that it is ready for a complete agreement. This includes the exchange of hostages and prisoners. However, this will only take place if Israel stops the war. Hamas's latest remarks on truce talks follow Israel's offensive in the southern Gazan city of Rafah. A Hong Kong court has convicted 14 pro-democracy activists in a subversion case. The court says the convicts held unofficial election primaries in 2020 to determine opposition candidates and conspired to subvert the power of the state. The pro-democracy activists will be sentenced at a later date. They could get prison terms ranging from 3 years to life. North Korean state media has released pictures of the country's leader Kim Jong-un overseeing a firing drill from 600mm super-large multiple rocket launchers. According to the state media, the drill was held to demonstrate North Korea's readiness to launch preemptive strikes on South Korea. The drill reportedly involved the launch of at least 18 short-range ballistic missiles known as KN-25s. In India, a bus carrying pilgrims fell into a gorge in the Jammu district. The bus went skidding off the road, killing at least 21 people and leaving 40 others injured. Now for updates from India's ongoing parliamentary election. At the last 57 parliamentary constituencies out of the total of 543 are all set to go to polls tomorrow. It will be the seventh and final phase of this parliamentary election. Voters will go to the polling booths even as a heatwave continues to grip parts of India. India's Met Department has predicted that heatwave conditions will persist over the next 4 days in the eastern state of Bihar. 8 constituencies in Bihar will go to polls tomorrow. The silence period for the seventh and final phase of the parliamentary election has begun. This is the period when political parties and candidates are no longer allowed to campaign. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has begun a 45-hour meditation session. He is meditating at the Vivekananda Rock Memorial in the southern city of Kanyakumari. The meditation comes after the Indian PM shattered his previous campaigning records during this parliamentary election. He held 206 rallies, roadshows and events while campaigning across India, which is a new record for the 75-day campaigning period. In 2019, he had held 142 election events. India's former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh wrote a letter to voters in Punjab ahead of Phase 7 voting in the state. Former Prime Minister Singh accused his successor Narendra Modi of lowering the dignity of the Prime Minister's office with hateful and unparliamentary speeches. He also blamed the current ruling party, the BJP, for eroding the earnings of farmers in the past 10 years. Rahul Gandhi, a leader of the Indian National Congress Party, invoked the late Mahatma Gandhi during an election rally in the state of Odisha. Rahul Gandhi said that renowned figures like Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela and Albert Einstein drew inspiration from the Mahatma. The Congress leader's speech was a jibe at India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who had said that the world only learned of Mahatma Gandhi through the 1982 film Gandhi. Shashi Tharoor, an MP from the Congress party, said that he has doubts about whether the ruling BJP will win even 200 out of the 543 seats in this parliamentary election. He was mocking the BJP's claim that it would win more than 400 seats. Tharoor said that the BJP and allied parties were performing very poorly during this election. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, has released a video statement ahead of his interim bail ending tomorrow. Kejriwal says he was harassed in jail and his medicines were stopped. The Delhi CM said that he's fighting against a dictatorship and urged Indian citizens to support him. Kejriwal has been directed to surrender to authorities on June 2nd. Akhilesh Yadav, the chief of the Samajwadi Party, criticized the ruling BJP during an election rally. He accused the BJP of betraying India's youth, farmers and women. He also said that people from his state, Uttar Pradesh, will not spare those who are playing with the future of the country. 13 constituencies in Uttar Pradesh are going to polls in the final phase of the election tomorrow. Prajwal Revanna, a suspended MP from the JDS party, has been arrested from Bengaluru airport. The MP from the state of Karnataka went to Germany in April after allegations surfaced that he had committed sex crimes. Multiple women accused Prajwal Revanna of forcing them into sexual acts that were filmed. Thousands of his videos have emerged. Naveen Patnaik, the Chief Minister of the state of Odisha, has clarified speculations regarding his successor. Patnaik said that his close aide, V.K. Pandian, is not his political heir and he isn't contesting in the parliamentary election nor in the Odisha State Assembly election. The clarification follows a viral video where Pandian was seen assisting Patnaik when his hand started trembling. In climate news, rising temperatures have sparked a raging forest fire in the Indian Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Firefighters are trying to contain the flames in the Nowshera region. Authorities are also using drones to find the exact areas where the fire is raging. India's capital, New Delhi, recorded its first heat raid-related fatality of 2024. A 40-year-old daily wage worker died of heat stroke. Temperatures in and around Delhi are breaking all records this year, with the mercury approaching 50 degrees Celsius in a few areas. Temperatures are continuing to rise in various parts of Pakistan as well. Doctors say that the number of heat stroke patients being admitted to hospitals is on the rise. According to reports, 72 people in Lahore were admitted to public hospitals due to heat stroke. Rising sea levels in Panama are forcing indigenous people to leave their island homes. Their islands are disappearing due to rising water levels. So far, some 300 island-dwelling families have been relocated to safer areas. Authorities have built them new houses on mainland Panama. Mexican authorities have registered 61 heat-related deaths since March. The number marked an increase of 13 from a week ago. Mexico's president says that this year's heat is exceptional. In 2023, a record of 419 people died due to the heat in Mexico. On to business and tech news. Russia has proposed hiking taxes on companies and wealthy individuals in the country. The government claims that tax hikes aim to reduce inequality in Russia. Increased taxes will add nearly $30 billion to Russia's annual budget. The tax hike is also expected to provide additional funds to the army to help in its war in Ukraine. Saudi Arabia's government has announced plans to sell some of its stakes in the oil giant Saudi Aramco. The government is selling a 0.7% stake in the state-owned firm. The share sale could raise up to $13 billion. Aramco is one of the world's most valuable companies. It's listed on the Saudi Stock Exchange in Riyadh. A group of U.S. senators has asked the Justice Department to launch a probe against the oil industry. The senators want an investigation into oil price fixing allegations against industry leaders. Oil firms have been accused of colluding with the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC. Earlier this month, a U.S. regulator accused oil firm Pioneer's CEO of conspiring with OPEC to raise oil prices. Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of Labor has sued South Korean automaker Hyundai Motors. Hyundai has been accused of recruiting a 13-year-old child at its factory in the U.S. state of Alabama. The lawsuit claims that the minor worked up to 60 hours a week on Hyundai's assembly line. A car part supplier and recruiting firm have also been named in the case. Office space startup WeWork's plan to come out of bankruptcy has been approved. The plan aims to restructure the firm's $4 billion debt. Under the deal, the ownership of WeWork will be passed on to its lenders and the real estate company Yardi Systems. WeWork filed for bankruptcy last year after reporting sharp losses and heavy debt. Elon Musk has agreed to testify in a probe by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The U.S. market regulator is investigating Musk's takeover of the social media platform Twitter, which has been renamed X. The SEC wants to find out if Musk broke any laws while acquiring Twitter in 2022. The billionaire has agreed to sit for a 5-hour deposition. Meanwhile, a former Twitter investor has filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk. The lawsuit accuses Musk of violating U.S. market regulations while acquiring the social media platform. The lawsuit claims that Musk secretly amassed Twitter shares before the takeover. Musk is accused of cheating Twitter's shareholders. Shares of the American cloud software firm Salesforce plunged by 20% yesterday. It's the firm's largest share price drop in nearly 2 decades. This came a day after Salesforce forecasted weak demand for its cloud computing products. The firm is expecting slower revenue growth in the second quarter of this year. iPhone maker Apple is reportedly planning to update its virtual assistant Siri with artificial intelligence capabilities. The revamp is expected to allow Siri to command features within an app. The upgrade will likely be rolled out next month. Chinese social media platform TikTok is reportedly working on a new version of the app. TikTok is planning to clone its algorithm to create the new app. It's expected to work independently of TikTok's Chinese parent firm ByteDance. The move aims to appease the United States. The US has asked ByteDance to sell TikTok by next year, or the app could be banned in the country. Now on to sports news. We start with cricket. England beat Pakistan by 7 wickets in the 4th match of their ongoing T20 international series. After winning the toss, England opted to bowl first. They restricted Pakistan to a modest 157 runs. In the second innings, England managed to chase their target down. The victory gave England a 2-0 triumph in the 4th match in the T20 series. And the Indian cricket team are not happy with average facilities given to them in New York. They expressed dissatisfaction after the team had their first practice session ahead of the 2024 T20 World Cup. Reports suggest that arrangements for food at the venue were also not appropriate. The England and Wales Cricket Board will sell its stake in the 800 tournament teams later this year. The board has said that the competition will play a vital role in the future of the sport. The board and its 18 first-class counties have reached an agreement over the distribution of funds from the sales. The 8 hosts of the teams will be given a 51% stake. In football, FIFA has been warned about players willing to go on strike if they continue to be overworked. Professional footballers, the chief of the Professional Footballers Association believes that players are now at a breaking point. The association has been calling for actions to alter the congested football calendar. The footballer body has threatened legal action over the growing number of games in the football calendar. Former Barcelona defender Gerard Piqué is facing an official investigation by a Madrid court over suspected corruption in a deal to take the Spanish Super Cup to Saudi Arabia. The probe has also brought Spanish Football Federation contracts signed since 2018 under the scanner. The Super Cup contracts are valued at $43 million a year. When the deal was brokered by Cosmos, the company owned by former Barca and Spain player Piqué. Chelsea forward Lauren James will miss England's Euro 2025 qualifiers against France due to a foot injury. The 22-year-old had trained for the qualifiers but was not considered fully fit. Tottenham's Jessica Naz has been called up to the squad from the standby list to replace James. In tennis, Novak Djokovic reached the French Open last 32 for the 19th successive year. The defending champion Djokovic cracked 43 winners past Spain's 63rd-ranked Roberto Carbeles Baena in the last match. The three-time champion is seeking a record 25th Grand Slam title. He will now face 30th seed Lorenzo Musetti. Djokovic has defeated Musetti 4 times in 5 meetings. The French Open has banned drinking alcohol in the stands. However, it will continue to be available on the concourses and around the grounds. The move aims to end unruly behavior. It comes after Belgium's David Goffin had chewing gum spat at him during a match against France's Giovanni Pericard. In the Singapore Open, Indian women's doubles pair Trisa Jolie and Gayatri Gopichan stunned world number 2 Baek Ha-na and Lee So-hee of South Korea to enter the quarterfinals. Single star PV Sindhu, however, suffered another setback. The double Olympic medalist lost to Carolina Marin in the women's singles last 16 match. It was Sindhu's 6th loss on the trot against her arch-rival, and this dates back to 2018. British athlete Matthew Hudson-Smith has surpassed his own 400-meter European record after securing a convincing victory in his season opener at the Diamond League in Oslo. The 29-year-old ran 44.07 at the Bislett Games, beating his 44.26 from last year's World Athletics Championships in Budapest. In entertainment news, according to reports, Chris Hemsworth might star in the Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover film. Hemsworth is already a part of the Transformers 1, which will release next year. The film will set the stage for the upcoming crossover film. It will be based on a line of Hasbro toys. Hugh Jackman, in an interview, said that it's not easy to play the role of Wolverine at the age of 55. He said he was happy to be back as Wolverine, but faced a hard time to bulking up his body. He says he's naturally skinny, so it's a challenge for him to put on weight. Hugh Jackman will be seen in the upcoming film Deadpool and Wolverine. According to reports, Jason George might find his way back to Grey's Anatomy. He'll reportedly come back full-time on the show. He left to join the spin-off series called Station 19. The show has now wrapped up after 7 seasons. Aubrey Plaza has been roped in to star in an animated series about a house cat. She'll be joined by actor Joe Wengert. The story is about a house cat who does not want to live with people anymore. Plaza and Wengert are also co-writers and executive producers for the series. Jeremy Renner has joined the cast of the film Wake Up, Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery. He'll be seen opposite actors like Daniel Craig, Andrew Scott and Kerry Washington. Not many details about the plot are out yet, but makers say that the plot is going to be more dangerous than that of the previous films. According to reports, Mahershala Ali is in talks to join the upcoming Jurassic World film. If he signs the deal, then he will join Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey and Rupert Friend. Reports suggest that the film will start a new Jurassic World trilogy. The film is currently under development at Universal Studios. It will release in 2025. The makers of The Bear Season 3 have released the trailer for the upcoming season of the series. The Emmy Award-winning show will have 10 episodes in its final season. The show stars Jeremy Allen White in the pivotal role. The Bear Part 3 will start streaming from the 27th of June. The Emmy-winning comedy series Hacks has been renewed for a 4th season. The story is that of a stand-up comedy writer who wants to reinvent his aging jokes. The central character hires a young writer to write jokes which resonates with a younger crowd. Madonna has landed in new legal trouble. A fan who attended her concert in Los Angeles has slapped Madonna with a lawsuit. The fan claims that the singer broke false advertising laws. She started the concert late and people had to wait for hours. The lawsuit also alleges that attendees had to watch pornographic material without any warning. Rapper Nicki Minaj's second concert in Amsterdam has been cancelled. This comes after she was detained at Amsterdam airport over suspicions of carrying drugs last week. The detention had led to the cancellation of one of her other concerts as well. That's all for this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to First Post.